The Ebola virus, a comprehensive overview. The Ebola virus, a highly infectious and often fatal virus, has been a major global health concern since its discovery in the mid-1970s. Characterized by sudden and severe symptoms, including hemorrhagic fever, organ failure, and often death, Ebola continues to pose a significant challenge for healthcare systems worldwide. This document will provide an in-depth exploration of the Ebola virus, covering its origins, transmission, symptoms, treatment, and ongoing research efforts to combat this deadly disease. *1. The origins of the Ebola virus *. The Ebola virus was first identified in 1976 during simultaneous outbreaks in Sudan and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, then Zaire. The virus is named after the Ebola River in the DRC, near one of the initial outbreak sites. The exact origins of the virus remain unclear, but it is believed to have originated from animals, particularly fruit bats, which serve as natural hosts for the virus. Ebola is part of the Filoviridae family, which also includes other deadly viruses such as the Marburg virus. The filovirus family is characterized by their thread-like appearance under a microscope. There are 5 known species of the Ebola virus: Zaire ***, Sudan ***, Tai forest ***, Creston ***, and ***, with the Zaire species being the most lethal and the cause of the majority of Ebola outbreaks. **2. Transmission of the Ebola virus ***. The Ebola virus is primarily transmitted through direct contact with bodily fluids, including blood, vomit, urine, feces, and sweat, of an infected person. The virus can also spread through contact with contaminated surfaces or objects. Healthcare workers and family members are often at high risk, particularly in regions with limited access to personal protective equipment, PPE, and where cultural practices such as traditional burial rituals put individuals in close contact with deceased victims. The virus can also be transmitted via contact with infected animals, such as fruit bats, primates, and forest antelopes. However, person-to-person transmission is by far the most common method of spreading the virus during outbreaks. *3. Symptoms of Ebola infection. Ebola virus infection typically begins with flu-like symptoms, including fever, headache, muscle pain, and fatigue. However, as the infection progresses, more severe symptoms develop. These can include hemorrhagic fever, one of the hallmark symptoms of Ebola, leading to bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth, and other orifices. Vomiting and diarrhea. Profuse vomiting and diarrhea can lead to severe dehydration. Organ failure *. The virus attacks various organs, including the liver, kidneys, and spleen, which can cause multi-organ failure. Shock due to fluid loss. Blood pressure drops drastically, leading to shock. The fatality rate for Ebola virus infection varies depending on the strain and the quality of healthcare available, but it can range from 25% to 90%. Death typically occurs within 2 weeks of the onset of symptoms, although survivors may experience long-term health effects such as joint pain, vision problems, and neurological disorders. *4. The spread of Ebola, epidemic and pandemic concerns. Ebola outbreaks occur sporadically, primarily in sub-Saharan Africa. Since the virus's discovery, there have been more than 30 outbreaks, with the largest and deadliest being the West African Ebola outbreak from 2014 to 2016. This outbreak affected multiple countries, including Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, and resulted in over 28,000 cases and 11,000 deaths. The 2014-2016 outbreak highlighted significant gaps in global public health preparedness. The rapid spread of the virus within densely populated areas and the difficulties in controlling the outbreak due to weak healthcare systems and lack of resources led to widespread fear and anxiety about the potential for a global pandemic. In addition to the West African outbreak, Ebola has affected other countries, including the DRC, which has experienced multiple outbreaks in the years following the 2014-2016 crisis. The virus's ability to spread through local communities, combined with the challenges of controlling it in areas with limited infrastructure, has made the management of outbreaks a complex and ongoing challenge. *5. Diagnosis and laboratory testing. Diagnosing Ebola can be difficult, especially in the early stages of infection, as its symptoms are similar to those of other diseases, such as malaria and typhoid fever. However, laboratory tests can confirm the presence of the Ebola virus. Diagnostic tests include polymerase chain reaction, PCR. This test detects the virus's genetic material in blood or other bodily fluids and is considered the most accurate method for diagnosing Ebola. Enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, ELISA. This test detects antibodies or antigens specific to the Ebola virus. Virus isolation. This involves culturing the virus from patient samples, but it is not commonly used due to the need for specialized laboratories and biosecurity precautions. During outbreaks, rapid diagnostic tests are often used in field settings to confirm suspected cases and help guide containment efforts. *6. Treatment and management of Ebola. Currently, there is no specific antiviral treatment for Ebola. Management of the disease is primarily supportive, focusing on maintaining fluid balance, managing pain and fever, and providing nutritional support. Some experimental treatments have shown promise in clinical trials, and several new therapeutic options have been developed in response to recent outbreaks. Antiviral drugs. In 2020, the U.S. FDA approved a drug called *kinmazib*, which was the first monoclonal antibody treatment for Ebola. This drug showed significant effectiveness in treating patients infected with the Zaire strain of the virus. Convalescent plasma. This involves transfusing blood plasma from individuals who have recovered from Ebola into infected patients. The plasma contains antibodies that may help the immune system fight off the virus. Vaccine. The *RVSV-Zebov vaccine developed for the Zaire strain of the Ebola virus, has been shown to be highly effective in preventing infection. During the 2014-2016 West African outbreak and subsequent outbreaks, the vaccine was deployed as part of an emergency response, significantly reducing the number of new cases in vaccinated populations. Despite these advances, the management of Ebola still depends largely on timely diagnosis, strict isolation procedures, and supportive care. The development of more effective antiviral drugs and vaccines remains a priority for researchers. *7. Preventing the spread of Ebola. Preventing the spread of Ebola requires a multifaceted approach that includes public health measures, community engagement, and international cooperation. Key strategies for prevention include rapid identification and isolation of infected individuals. Quickly identifying cases and isolating infected individuals helps reduce the risk of transmission to others. Contact tracing. Identifying individuals who have had close contact with an infected person and monitoring them for symptoms is a critical component of outbreak control. Safe burial practices. In many parts of Africa, traditional burial practices involve close contact with the deceased, which increases the risk of transmission. Educating communities about safe burial practices is vital to preventing the spread of the virus. Public health education. Raising awareness about the modes of transmission and the importance of hygiene, such as hand washing, is crucial in limiting the spread of the virus. International organizations, such as the World Health Organization, WHO, and Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, play a key role in coordinating response efforts during outbreaks, providing medical care, and helping to build local capacity for surveillance and containment. *8. The role of research in understanding Ebola. The scientific community has made significant progress in understanding the Ebola virus, but many questions remain. Research efforts continue to focus on several key areas. Vaccine development *. While the RVSV-BOV vaccine has proven effective, research is ongoing to develop vaccines for other Ebola species and to improve vaccine accessibility in remote areas. Antiviral therapies *. Researchers are exploring the use of small molecules, monoclonal antibodies, and immune modulators to treat Ebola. Clinical trials are ongoing to evaluate the safety and efficacy of these treatments. Understanding the virus's biology. Investigating how the Ebola virus infects host cells, evades the immune system, and causes disease is essential for developing more effective therapies. Diagnostics. Improving the speed, accuracy, and accessibility of diagnostic tests is crucial for early detection and containment of outbreaks. *9. The global response to Ebola outbreaks. The response to Ebola outbreaks has evolved over time, with international organizations, governments, and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, working together to contain the virus. However, challenges remain in ensuring timely and effective responses, particularly in resource-limited settings. International cooperation. The WHO, along with countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, and France, has played a critical role in coordinating response efforts. However, political instability, lack of infrastructure, and logistical challenges often hinder the ability to mount a rapid and effective response. Preparedness *. Strengthening health systems in countries at risk of Ebola outbreaks is essential to ensuring a swift response. This includes improving surveillance, training healthcare workers, and stockpiling medical supplies. Community engagement. Engaging local communities in the fight against Ebola is critical for success. Public health interventions must be culturally sensitive and tailored to local needs, especially when dealing with populations that may be distrustful of government or foreign aid. *10. The future of Ebola control. The Ebola virus continues to be a serious global health threat, but there is hope that ongoing research, improved healthcare infrastructure, and international collaboration can reduce the impact of future outbreaks. The development of vaccines and treatments, along with better diagnostic tools and rapid response systems, will be key to controlling the spread of the virus. However, as with any infectious disease, the fight against Ebola requires vigilance. Given the virus's ability to spread quickly and its potential to cause widespread fear and disruption, it is essential to remain prepared for future outbreaks. By learning from past experiences and building stronger healthcare systems, the world can be better equipped to prevent and manage Ebola outbreaks in the future.